Hi, friends. My name is Brianna, and welcome back to Brianna's Bookshelf. Today, we are going to see how far along I am in the Horror Bingo Challenge. This challenge is by Sarah from Wicked Reading, and you should definitely check her out if you haven't already. Please check out, I will have her video about the horror bingo linked down below. She is absolutely one of my favorite booktubers, and I love that she does these bingo challenges. They really encourage me to read more widely across my favorite genres. And this bingo challenge started in September of 2025, and it is a year-long challenge. So if you're still interested in joining, there is time. You can start now and still have until September of 2026 to finish however you want to fill out the bingo board. I am going for a blackout, and I did not plan out my TBR, but I've read a lot of horror books already this year. So we're going to go through all the books I've read already and see how we can fit them into the board, and then see how many spaces I still have to fill and like what books I will still need to read. So we're going to screen record here. I'm going to fill in the bingo board the best I can. And I'm going to start with my oldest books first. So, starting off, I have Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. I don't know why Canva wants to bring the text in front of everything. That's really annoying, but that's okay. I will just bring things to front. Okay, so I'm thinking this would fit good for liminal spaces. Staircase in the Woods is about, you guessed it, staircases that pop up in the woods. And there's this group of teenagers, and one of their friends goes into the staircase, and then years later, the rest of them find another staircase and go into it trying to find him. And there is this like weird kind of liminal space aspect. So we're going to use it for that, I think. Also, by the way, if things like need to be switched around later, we might do that. I don't have everything all planned out. Then we have Salem's Lot by Stephen King. And this would definitely fit for a few of these, but I'm going to go with vampires because I feel like I haven't been reading a ton of vampire books, so I'm not sure what else would fit. But yeah, Salem's Lot does involve vampires. Then we have Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This is a fun little horror novella that is about a group of like random people that meet in this graveyard every night because none of them sleep and they're all going on their smoke breaks and such. And it wasn't like my favorite, but I thought it was pretty fun. I wished it was like a little bit better, but that's okay. So we're going for novella for this one because that's where it makes most sense. Okay, energy drink break. Very good. Okay, next we have Frankenstein, the manga version by Junji Ito. Does manga count as mixed media? I genuinely do not know. That's such a good question. Let's go with library book. I got this from the library, so definitely fits there. Okay. Then we have Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. I loved this book, and this was a rec from Sarah herself. So we are going to put this under recommended. This is just a super fun, weird horror about teenage girls who make up their own religion and are really, really strange. And it was awesome. Then we have We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This was a reread, and this is one of my all-time favorite classic horror books. Where could this go? I feel like there's a few different spots where this could go, and I don't know what would be best. I'm thinking for now, let's go Works with Another Goal because This works with my goal of reading more classics. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Then I have We Love You, Bunny. This is the sequel to Bunny, which is one of my favorite books in the whole world. And this was published in 2025. So we're going to go with that. Then I did also read Frankenstein, and that's a one-word title, right? We can put that there. Even though on this picture it says Frankenstein, an 1818 text. That is not the title that was on my edition, so we're just going with Frankenstein. I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. I was very pleasantly surprised by how much I loved this. In the past, I have not been a big fan of Stephen Graham Jones' writing style, and this was like kind of a last chance for him, and I did really enjoy it. So we're going for second chance. I think that would fit there. Then I have The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. This is like sapphic and medieval and cannibalism, and I didn't love it as much as I hoped, but that's okay. She is going in LGBTQ plus rep. Then How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive by Craig DeLuey. This was very fun. I had a great time with this. It was like very campy. And of course, this would fit in a horror movie element. I love a book with a horror movie element. I need to read more for sure. Okay, Sour Cherry by Natalia Theodorodou. I read this for Best Books of 2025. This was Alicia's one of her favorites of 2025, so I think we're going to go on Stolen from another TBR because I can't think of anything else for that. And obviously, this was on her TBR at some point. I don't know if that really fits, but it's okay. When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. This, of course, fits animal on the cover. I also read this for my Best Books of 2025 video. This was Angel's favorite, and I really liked that. Another from that video, Where I End by Sophie White. This was one of Sarah's favorites. I absolutely love this. It's so disturbing, but so good. And we're going to put this one in water setting, I think. This is like a bit of a stretch perhaps, but this does take place on an island, and I feel like the water being nearby did hold a like importance to the plot. So I think that that fits. I think I'm okay with that. Then Pen Pal, I read that as Brooklyn's favorite of 2025. Let's see, where could that go? Maybe a book you've been putting off. I feel like I'd wanted to read that for a really long time. I'd heard about it years ago, so I think that fits. Then What Hunger by Catherine Ding. I read this for Brooklyn's book club and I really enjoyed it. This is coming of age and it has cannibalism themes and it is very good for her. So let's go with social commentary. Yeah, it's definitely social commentary on coming of age, other topics I don't want to get into because I don't know if there'll be spoilers, but there's definitely social commentary in this book. Then The Picture of Dorian Gray. I read this for the book club that I do with some of my friends, the Classic Scares Club. This was our quarter 1 read, so this is definitely good for buddy read. That was a really fun time to discuss that. Intercepts by TJ Payne. This is really good. This is like takes place in a government facility. It's kind of giving medical horror. Very interesting. Like it's giving human testing. Where could this fit? Okay, I'm getting an idea. Okay, I said that We Have Always Lived in the Castle fit for Works with Another Goal because it's a classic. But what if I put that in title includes a verb because we have always lived in the castle. Lived is a verb, right? Yeah. And so Frankenstein works with another goal as a classic and then intercepts. Oh my god, there's a fly. Okay. Intercepts works for one word title. Yay. All right. We've got only 4 more books left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. Oh, I missed a book in the beginning. My bad. I read Annihilation. How could I forget that? And that's perfect for Planty Eco Nature. Planty / eco / nature. Yes, that is definitely eco horror. It's following like this expedition that goes to research a area that has been like abandoned and has some sort of ecological disaster. So perfect for that category. Okay. Was gonna say there seemed like there was something missing. I was pretty sure I was gonna fill in every space but 2 based on my count here. Okay. Then we have Guillotine by Delilah S. Dawson. I also read this for Brooklyn's Book Club, and this was a very fun slasher, eat the rich kind of vibe. This is not mixed media. Okay, maybe we can use it for ghost or scare. Let's see. Host. Okay, yeah, if I do, the title and the author does spell ghost. So we can use it for that space. That works for me. Then at dark, I become loathsome by Eric LaRocca. I think that this is indie published. I'm pretty sure all of Eric LaRocca's books are indie published. I could be wrong, but I'm going to put it there. And then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I could always read something for that instead. Okay, then I'm going to have We Are Always Tender with Our Dead by Eric LaRocca. Let's go with Picked by Chance because what happened, the only reason I read that is because I really wanted to read At Dark, I Become Loathsome, and then I saw that that was also available at the library as another Eric LaRocca book, and I just decided to request both. So I wouldn't have read it if I hadn't already been looking for At Dark, I Become Loathsome. So that's by chance, I think. And then the last book I have here to put on the board is The Black Hunger by Nicholas Pullen. And I would say that this fits paranormal. There is a lot of like religious, spiritual, magic type of stuff happening in this book, which I feel like that qualifies as paranormal, I think. Like there's like entities and things. So I feel like that fits. Okay, we have it all filled out. I am really happy with how this is looking without having created any sort of TBR and just reading like the normal amount of horror that I read. I mean, this is pretty great. It's a year-long challenge. It's May. I have until September and I've already filled in all but 2 spaces. So I'm very, very happy with that. So the only spaces I have to fill in still are mixed media and debut book. I am not sure what I will read for those. I feel like those are 2 categories that I don't feel like I read a ton of stuff in. So if you have ideas for those, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas so I can add them to my TBR. But I am so looking forward to finishing this up, and then I can post it on my Instagram story to let you all know when I'm finished. I'm so excited. Thank you again, Sarah, for creating this. This is such a fun challenge. It was great to check in about how many horror books I've read so far in the last few months and what kind of variety I've read as well. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!